Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Yes. Um, hello, hello, hello. Okay, so today we're going to go over, I would consider one of the easiest strategies ever. You just have to be present at the chart when the opportunity comes for the trade setup, and that's only for the entry of the trade. Everything else is pretty much simple. What we're going to be basing our entry on is simple confluences. So what we want is a daily breakout order. So yeah, hold on. I'm not too sure, Marcus, or sorry, Marcellus, if you can't hear. Other people can hear me. Can other people hear me in here? Can anybody else hear me? Can you just type in? Yep. So other people can hear. Cool. So what I was explaining is, yeah, we're just looking at the breakout system here. So what we've got here is a daily and a 4-hour chart, okay? And what will happen is price action will break out on the daily chart and close through the 50 moving average. So it's the 50 EMA. And when we get this breakout here, not with the EMA, but just the breakout alone, this breakout here, we're going to get price action creating a breakout order, which is basically the start of an FVG forming. So let's just fast forward it a bit. Hopefully, let's see this. Hold on. Okay, yeah, boom. So you can see the breakout order was here. Boom. And the breakout order is telling you that they have fundamentally, so with news, they have placed a sell order in the market for whatever reasons, whether it was negative or positive news. It's telling us that price action is breaking out for a possible sell continuation, because obviously we can see we are bearish on the daily chart with price action, which turn that great. So we can see that. Now, for us to grab this continuation and possibly get an entry in this trade, all we have to simply do is very simple, is when we've had this breakout order through the moving average, we just go over to the 4-hour chart. And on the 4-hour chart, we're just looking for the FVGs that have formed on the 4-hour time frame. So whenever you have a breakout order on a higher time frame, which is the beginning of the FVG, yeah, boom, you can see it here. So this FVG hasn't closed yet because the third candle has not closed on the daily, yeah. If you don't understand FVGs, I'm not going to break down all the logic and the science of FVGs. There are thousands of videos on YouTube, for either on my YouTube channel or anybody else's YouTube channel, that teaches you about FVGs and how they form. There's thousands of videos. So you can take your time out. Again, what I said, I want people to be productive. You can take your time out and you can figure out how FVGs form. Again, there's thousands of videos on YouTube, yeah? So when we have a breakout and the FVG has not formed on the daily chart, but it has broken through the 50 EMA, we're looking for a 4-hour FVG pullback. So when it has created a 4-hour FVG here, we can see in this breakout order here, yeah, let's just draw it out here just so to make it clear for everyone. Boom, boom, boom. This is the daily breakout order, yeah? Hello, Clyde. This is the daily breakout order here, boom. So you're going to see on the 4-hour chart to look for an entry, you're going to see price action pull back to a 4-hour FVG that has been created with the 3 candle setup, or it will go on and create a new one and pull back to that 4-hour FVG and then continue. With this setup here, we can clearly see that in the daily breakout order, when we look at it from a 4-hour chart, there was a 4-hour FVG right here that has been formed. Yeah. So what we're doing is all we're waiting for is a sell label on Neo, the indicator, to appear. And sell labels are either going to be M1, M2, or high, because we're looking for a sell trade. Now, I tell people it's always better to look for M1 or M2 entries when they appear, okay? But it can also sell from a high label as well at the same time. Because again, as you can see even here, M2, price sold. High, price sold. M1, obviously price sold. So they're still telling you that a high has been formed in the market. That's all the M1, high, and M2 is telling you. It's telling you, hey, regardless of the time frame you're looking at, a high has been formed in the market and it can possibly sell from there. But we pay attention to the confluences. Again, simple as day. We have a daily breakout through the 50 EMA. You can see this is where the sell orders are resting on the daily chart. Neo is showing you this. You also have a notification of it on the indicator, the last indicator update that I've released, which is here, which is, look, AUD-CHF is telling us there was a daily breakout order. So we should be looking for 4-hour entries on this pair in the next day, which, as we can see, this would have been Tuesday, if you look at the bottom of the chart. So if we just fast forward this, boom, we can see a high label has been formed here on the 4-hour chart. Straight away, we can see that. So it's telling us that a high has been formed for a possible sell continuation of the daily breakout, okay? So all we have to do there, boom, is if we're entering a short position, we enter here. You've got two places where your stop loss can be. It can be above the 4-hour FEG, or it can be above the last liquidity high, which is up here. Obviously, this is very high, and we want price action to really, we want to get the best trade we possibly can for risk to reward. So we will put our stop loss above this FEG here, because this is where price action has come into and has created the high label. Again, I'm making it very clear. The better entries are M1 and M2 for sells, but high labels can also sell price action, okay? But the better entries. So if you lose a trade because you enter a high entry, yeah, then that could be your reason why you've lost a trade. And then maybe the next M1 or M2 on the 4-hour is the correct entry. It's all a matter of risk at that point. So if you see a high label for the sell and the setup looks right, because the daily chart has shown you a setup can appear, yeah, what you're going to do is lower your risk. You're not going to enter it with the risk that you would normally, because again, it's a high label, not a M1 or an M2. Very clear, very precise. Okay, people? Now, straight away, you've already got your TP targets here based on a 4-hour or a daily. You can see there's a liquidity low down here for TP1. Obviously, that doesn't give you a one-to-one risk to reward, so it's pretty much useless. We want to look for at least a minimum of a 1-to-2 realistically. That's what we're looking for, or a 1-to-1 if you're going to get a trade set up. So we can see our 1-to-1 is pretty much here, right here. Obviously, if we want a 1-to-2, we want price action to go further down towards this level around here. Can you see? So there's not a price action can do this sell, but it might not do it immediately. Okay. But let's see what happens with price action. Remember, we had a daily breakout here. So this is already telling us, look for a sell continuation on the 4-hour chart for AUD CHF tomorrow. Just give me 1 second, people. I'm going to come out. Hello, people. I'm back. Okay. So again, just to go over it, we've had our daily breakout here of the 50 moving average. We've got a breakout order here. We've got our 4-hour entry because Neo has shown us that we pulled back into a 4-hour FEG. And we've got a sell label appearing on the 4-hour chart, which is the high. We've entered here. Our stop loss above here. And obviously for a 2.2 hour trade, we've managed to find a daily liquidity low, which is down here, okay? And then we're just going to fast forward price action. So obviously we're still in the current trade as it stands, but you can see straight away here what happened with price action. Let me just do this. So we can see the trade. Boom. So you can see already, what did we get with this trade setup? We almost got a 1 hour trade setup from that, from that trading setup. It's as simple as that. Daily breakout of the EMA, 4-hour pullback to an FEG, wait for Neo to give you a sell label, which is M1, M2 or high, and then you enter the trade setup for a sell. Does that make sense to everyone that's in the Zoom call so far? Got a Y in the chat or yes? It is a very simple setup. Iman, I don't know where you are, but I did expect you to be here. If you're not here, I'm going to travel to your house and knock on your door and show you on a live example. If you're not there, I'm going to take a flight because you should be here because this was requested, but a live trading setup, not a replay. Now, I've explained to people, of course, people would like me to do this live or something like that, but obviously we all have stuff to do. The same reason why people can't be in the Zoom call right now. One gentleman, Iman, are you here? Let me know. Because I haven't seen. I want to know you're here. Just type in the chat if you can't go on your microphone. All right, cool. So it is that simple. Again, that's all you have to do is just wait for that label. It is not hard, this strategy at all. Not every trade is going to win, but there's been multiple people that have even just joined Neo or started this strategy, even today, that have posted in the VIP chat, the paid group, and said, I've noticed there's been 5 winners. There's one person that said there was 5 winners and 2 losers so far with this strategy. The strategy wins more than it loses. You're not going to win every trade. You're not supposed to obviously put your risk on one position for one trade. So now, an example of that, there was multiple trades that could come up, but I wasn't, unfortunately, I wasn't at the computer, just like I explained earlier. Unfortunately, I can't be at the computer all the time to take a trade setup, just like everybody else can't take a trade. Sometimes you're going to miss it. Do you understand? So there was also JPYs for sells as well this week, but I managed to catch the sell on ADCHF and so on NZDCHF as well. So, and when I took it on the prop accounts, all I did was this. I want to explain this part here for people. Okay? Give me 1 second, guys and girls. Stop share. Give me 1 second. Make it easy for you. No one's got no excuses. No excuses, people. Okay? Boom. All right, cool. Let's resume the share. No excuses. All right, cool. So you should be able to see my chart. We go over to the calculator here. So the biggest account I've got is $400,000 that someone has invested for me to manage prop accounts. Yeah, it's a $400,000 account. That is my biggest account. So I always start with my biggest account first because that's what makes sense. Because everything else would just be a division in terms of lot size. It would just be a division of that lot size. Yeah. So I'm actually currently negative. I'm very transparent with the trades that I've taken. Last year was a bad year for me. I had a lot of stuff going on in my personal life, and I believe that's what affected my prop accounts. And it happens. Again, I'm only human, and I'm susceptible to human issues that will happen in the real world, just like yourself. I'm not a super robot AI. Bad things happen. Bad things happen, people. And you can either cry about it or you can get on with it. And I've never cried about it. I've just got on with it. So I'm currently negative on my prop accounts at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm negative about anywhere between 2 and 3% on my prop accounts. Even though I was up through the duration of the year. Then I went down, then I went up again, and then I went down. So it wasn't just down for the whole year. It was actually a bit of both, but I ended up being negative at the end of last year. So now I've said to myself, I cannot trade at a certain lot size until I get these accounts back to where they need to be, which is positive of the negative 3%. So again, if the biggest account is $4,000, yeah, I've said to myself, okay, let's say I've got a certain amount of drawdown left, yeah? I've said to myself, let's say I've got 4K drawdown left, let's just say, okay? I've said to myself, okay, if I've got 4K drawdown left before this account's blown, yeah? How do I trade this in order for me not to blow the account, but to see, again, what I just explained to you, there's more winners than losers. I don't care what trades win, I don't care what trades lose. I just want there to be more winners than losers, simple, yeah? If I've got $4,000 left in drawdown, what would I do in order for me to have the most amount of opportunities in terms of being able to bring this account back up? So I divided 4,000 by saying, let's say I said, okay, 8 trades, yeah? Boom, equals, there you go. So now I will not blow this account until I lose 8 more trades. Do you understand? Well, I said, that's a bit of touching cloth there. It's a bit close, isn't it? Yeah, because 3 trades could lose, let's just say now, and then 5 could win. It's not the worst in the world, but you know, I want to give myself more freedom because I get it. People might be frustrated and they want to get these accounts passed and they want to make money. But in the end of the day, you've given me an investment and I'm not going to just squander your investment just for the sake of real life problems and revenge trading accounts, you know? So I say to myself, 4,000 divided by 16 now. So this gives me 16 opportunities to win/lose trades, yeah? But realistically, if I lose 16 trades, then I blow the account. Do you get my point there, people, yeah? So whenever any of these opportunities appear here in a day, as you can see on this day, there was, let's just say there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trade setups, okay? I'm going to say to myself, okay, if there's 5 trade setups in a day, and my aim is to try and make 1% a week, yeah, in order to grow these accounts, or even if it's 0.5% a week, because that will still give me 2% at the end of the month. If there's 4 weeks, if it's 0.5% a week, that's 1% every 2 weeks I'll make, okay? If I want to make 0.5%, which would be $2,000, okay? And there was 5 trades this week, okay? What I'm going to do is do $2,000 divided by, let's just say, 5. Okay? So this shows me that I need to make $400 profit, yeah, for a loss of $200 per trade. So I'll either lose $200 if I'm doing 1 to 2 risk to reward. I'll either lose $200 on whatever trade I take. It doesn't matter if it's gold, doesn't matter if it's indexes, it doesn't matter if it's Forex pairs, doesn't matter if it's exotics, doesn't matter if it's futures, doesn't matter if it's oil, doesn't matter what I'm trading. I will either, all I care about is the percentage and the money up and down, yeah? I will either lose 200 on that random pair I've decided to trade, or I will make 400. Do you understand? Simple as day. So when I take the trade entry now, let's just say I wanted to take this one here, and again, I can see the stop lot, the take profit will be here. Boom. There's 2 here. This is a 78 pip trade. Let's just say it's 80 pips, okay? I go to my calculator. You can already see I already have some type of maths here worked out from, pardon me, a previous trade. I'll just go, okay, so 80 pips TP and ADCHF. Remember, I need to make $400 on the entry, so I'm just going to look for the lot size. Let's go here, 50, boom. There you go. So it tells me I need to enter ADCHF on that $400,000 account at 0.50 in order for me to get close enough to $400 profit on an 80 pip TP trade. Does that make sense what I'm saying to everyone here? Does it make sense to you people? Just let me know. Let me know in the chat. Cool. So this is why I said the risk part of this trade. Do you get my point? I said the risk part of this trade because, again, this was not an M1 entry for the sell here. When it appeared back here, was not a M1 entry. It was a high entry. So if I'm splitting my risk between all of the accounts, between the account, yeah, so imagine I'm only trying to make $2,000. for the trade setups that could be here. There's 5. Let's just, again, hypothetically speaking, the dashboard here is showing me there's 5 possible trades. I know that every single entry that I'm taking, in order for me to make 2K, let's just say, yeah, I would have to trade all of those at the risk that I've worked out on my calculator here. 2,000 divided by 5. So every single entry has to be for a 400 profit gain and a 200 profit loss. Sorry, a 200 loss. Do you understand? That's a 1 to 2 hour trade. Simple. So I don't care what trades win or lose. As long as they got the confluences, I don't care. All I care about is that at the end of every trading day or every trading week, I am net profitable. You don't have to overthink this. And most people are going to have prop accounts. Some people have live accounts. But with a live account, you just do the same as that workout I've done here, but you just lower the money. Obviously, you're not going to be losing 2,000. You might only be willing to lose, I don't know, let's say it's $100. So every single trade might make you like $20 profit, $10 loss. Do you understand where I'm coming from? That's all you have to do. It's as simple as that. So I've gone over the confluence and how the trade setup how you can take the trade setup to win the trade. I've gone over the risk management I'm personally doing going forward as well on my accounts, the accounts I'm managing in order to take these trade setups. And this is all I'll be doing day in and day out. It's just simple as that. So now this was AED-CHF. Okay, let's just close the replay and let's go to some other trades. So AED-JPY, you see the same thing even happened here with AED-JPY. Price action broke above the daily 50 moving average, but came back through the daily moving average. Man, if you're here, this is how AU should have looked. AU never looked like this. It stayed under the daily moving average. If it broke through it and then broke back through for the sell, yes, that is when you could have looked for your sell trade setup. But as you can see, AED-JPY has broke back through the daily setup. You would have had a confluence of this dashboard telling you that yes, AED-JPY. So come the close of Monday, coming into Tuesday, it would have told you, hey, look for possible sell setups, because again, when you go to the daily chart, price has broken through the 50 daily moving average, and there's some type of order flow for sells in the market. So what do? We just go back over to the 4-hour chart and we do the same exact thing, pattern parcel. We have a 4-hour entry here. Right here, I'm not making this up, people. You don't need a live trade to see this. It's right in front of you. It's not going to be different if I do this live or I do this on replay. It's here. If you don't believe me, see it yourself. Get it yourself and see it yourself. It's right there. Every single week I show people in the VIP group, this trade is ready, get ready for it. The only reason I haven't been given signals with these is because it's a new strategy. And there are a lot of trades. So again, you have to bear with me because it's not like swing trading. This is why I like swing trading, because there's only like 1 or 2 trades you have to focus on. Here, there could be 5 in a day. Do you understand? So again, we have to be realistic with ourselves. Unless I'm literally sitting between the hours of London to New York session minimum, yeah, all day at the charts, there's going to be some trades I'm going to miss. But if you've got all the tools in order for you to take a trade setup, which is the knowledge, that's the tools, you shouldn't struggle with this, because again, you have the exact confluences here. Daily breakout of the 50 EMA, breakout order. You've got the 4-hour here. Look, right here. Here's the 4-hour FEG it went to before it created a sell order here. It did not create any sell labels here. There was no M high or low, M1, M2 or high here. There was none. So you would have just waited. At this time, you would have waited. At this time here, you would have, obviously that was still Monday anyway, yeah? Coming into Tuesday. So the first 4-hour candle of Tuesday was here. There was no label. By the second 4-hour label, so coming into early London session for me, that's 6 a.m., there was a 4-hour label, right? Right there. Right in front of your face. Right there. You've entered here again. What have you done? You've put your stop loss above this FEG, which is 50 pips. And so far, you've got just over a 1-to-1 R setup on this trade setup. Literally. So between Tuesday's entry and Wednesday now, you'd have been at least 1-to-1 R in this trade. Remember, so I would have entered AED-CHF and had profit. I would have entered AED-JPY and been in profit. Remember, you don't need to care which trades win or lose. Stop being fixated on a pair. You don't need to care. You don't need to know the special times it moves and all of this jargon. Is the setup in front of you? Yes, it is. Just lower your risk so you make your risk make sense between the amount of pairs that have appeared for a setup in a day, and some will lose and some will win. All you care about is by the end of the week, you're at least net profitable. Sometimes you might be in a net loss. You might be in a loss. But it's okay, because maybe 2 weeks you were net profitable by Do you understand? Maybe 0.5% each week. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Or you might even be profitable by like 1% each week. It depends on how big the move is because of fundamentals. Like if this was an NFP week, you could have made 2% that week instead of 0.5%, just because they've moved price in 4 hours, 100 pips. Do you get the point? Simple. So that's what you do. So you would have had 2 winners so far. Is that clear for everyone here so far? Is that clear? How right now, based on what I've just explained to you, you would have been in 2 winners so far. Is that clear? Can I get a yes in the chat, please? If it's clear. Is anybody confused on this so far? Like, is that confused? What I've said here, is it going over anybody's head? Is it like mad confusing? Or is there anything there? Is it going over your head? You said yes, but I don't iPhone, you said yes, but I'm not sure if you meant yes, it's confusing or yes, you get it. So like, is that confusing? I believe this is super easy. Super easy. Okay, you get it. Like it's super easy. Neo is telling you everything. It's telling you when the breakout orders appear. Then the most you've got to do, and you don't even have to do that. Neo's telling you, is the most you've probably got to do is just see if the moving average on the daily chart, yeah, has been broken. But it's already telling you here on Neo. I've just made my dashboard smaller, the text. That's why it's a bit small. But look, if I bring this to small, boom. Well, you can see the dashboard a bit better here. It's already told me it's been bearish on there. So as soon as price action did it, like I don't need to worry. It's bearish. It's already telling me the EMA is bearish. You understand? And it said it happened 3 bars ago. Obviously, as soon as this happened here, let's go here. So boom. So whenever the moving average goes bearish or bullish, it should say, hold on, let's just get this. Let's just get this. That candle's closed. Boom. It will always say 2 bars ago. Whenever the candle closes, whether it's bullish or bearish, if it's just broken the EMA, it will always say 2 bars ago because it counts the current bar you're on. 1 and 2, this is the current bar you're on. Do you understand? So if it's just, all you have to do is, you don't even have to do anything crazy. You just look for the breakout, which it told you, look here, AUD yes. You check here, has it broke the EMA? Obviously, you can see it, but if you can't see it, here, it will tell you bearish 2 bars ago. So if it says yes here and it says 2 bars ago, yeah, that pair, whether it's bullish or bearish, has broken the EMA on the daily. Is that clear for everyone? Again, I have to keep asking, is it clear? Because some people are getting confused over the strategy. And I'm honestly telling people I don't understand how you can be confused with this because it's super easy. I kid you not, people. It's super easy. And that's what I say. Anyone that's not in the Neo group right now, I understand. Like, I think you should get back in this group. Do you understand? Because this strategy here, this is what people have been asking for. They've asked for me to make a strategy where they can trade more frequently, close enough to obviously scalp trades or day trades, and not swing trades, because swing trades doesn't work for them. But here you go. There's like 10 to 20 trade setups a week. Do you understand? You don't need any more. You don't need to go to the 1 to 5 minute chart. It's not necessary. It's not necessary. The only reason why you can say it's necessary is, oh, the stop loss might be a bit bigger sometimes. That's about it. But in terms of amount of trades that appear in a week, there's plenty. This is only 2 so far. Okay, boom. And remember, what makes it worse is this is the last week of the month. It's the last week of the month. The price action shouldn't even be moving too much. But when you're paying attention to order flow, you can figure out which ones are going to move, even if the week is supposed to be a dead week. Because again, it's the last week of the month. Really and truly, a monthly candle is not going to reverse all the way around to a different color, bullish or bearish, in the last week of the month. There's too much order flow needed to do that. It's probably very, very rare for a monthly candle in the last week of the month to reverse all the way from bullish. If it's a big bullish candle, it's very rare for it to reverse in that last week of the month to bearish. But even though it's the last week of the month, there's still how many trade setups that's happened. Okay, we go to our next one. So remember, we're already in 2 winners right now. Yeah. Boom. Okay, CAD CHF, you can see it broke through here. Boom. So when CAD CHF broke through here on Monday, here was your M1 entry right here. So this is a pair that would have been one of those, it's moving a bit funny. You would have only got 16 pips profit in this pair so far. But you can see it's giving you like a break even. Possibly it might do the move. Possibly it might not. Remember, you would have been in 2 blue trades, 1 blue/red trade in terms of it's going positive, negative. Yeah. But that's 3 pairs. So one would have been like which is CAD CHF. but the other two would have put you in some type of profit so far. Okay, let's move on. GBP order here, it broke through here, but GBP orders moved so fast from these breakout orders. Can you see what you're paying attention to here, people? You don't care about anything else. All you care about is order flow. Order flow comes first before anything else, before break of structure, before supply demand, before anything. Order flow actually comes first, and this is why it's so juicy, is what I would tell you. Because they have to place an order in order for the market to go grab liquidity. They can't grab liquidity with no order flow. And what you're seeing here is you're actually seeing the order flow being placed. So again, here was an entry. So when it's close to the daily moving average, close, like look, it kissed it right here. Yeah, there's a chance that it will break through it if the setup appears on the 4 hour. And that's what I've taught people before. You don't have to touch these trades. But when you get better and better, if you do this for the next 3 months to 6 months, I'm telling you, you're going to be flying in blues in your account because you're going to master this. It's crazy. And this actually works on multiple time frames. Yeah, cool. Look here. You can see we've had the breakout order here, never broke the daily 50 moving average. Okay, fair. Never broke it, but it was very close to breaking it. Yeah. Come the Tuesday, is it the Tuesday? No, the Monday. What did we have here? We had a 4-hour FVG here. Price action had created the FVG, as we can see it's here. It went to go touch the FVG, and then it gave you your W1 entry here. Boom. Right here. If I'm lying, I'm flying. W1, low, look, W1, W2, or lower buy entries. Every time it printed here, what happened with price? It pretty much bought. So when this W1 entry came here, you would have entered here, stop loss below this 4-hour FVG here, is about 70 pips, and then right now you'd have been in almost a 1 to 2 hour trade setup. Guys and girls, I cannot make it more simple than this, apart from all of this being red, and when it says yes or no here, you just enter the trade. You just press a button, or it auto trades for you. It's not that we can't get there, but it's a process, people. This stuff takes time. Even just to get to here, it's taken me how many months of paying coding teams and doing code, learning how to code myself as well. Do you understand? But it's very clear. It's free confluences. Is this clear, this buy trade that I've just shown you guys and girls? Is it very clear? Please let me know. It's the same as that thing. It's the same as that thing. I'm being honest with you, and I'm saying it respectfully. You don't need me to live trade with you. If you actually can't master these 3 confluences, you're going to have an issue trading long term, because it's not 6 confluences. It's not 7. It's 3 confluences. 3. Breakout order with a break of the daily EMA. That's 1 confluence. Yeah. Second confluence is a pullback to a 4-hour FVG, which is right here. Third confluence is the W entries or the M entries for buys or sells. Obviously, it'll be in a buy. Here was your entry here. And take the trade. So right now, how many winners would we have been in? Again, so now we've got ADCHF, ADJPY, GBP ORD, and CAD-CHF. We would have had 4 winners, yeah, and 1 break-even trade. Can you see what's going on right now? We would have literally been like that. Boom. That's what we would have been in. 4 winners, 1 break-even trade, okay? That's already, just remember, we're only going from Monday to Tuesday because we're only on Wednesday. That's already how many, that's 5 trades in 2 days, people. 5 trades. You don't need to scalp unless you want your stop loss smaller. It's 5 trades I've already given you in 2 days. In 2 days, you know? Cool, NZDCHF. So this was a bit of an in-between trade as well. We had a daily break here, boom, right there. We had the pullback to the 4-hour FVG. You had an entry here, but like CAD-CHF, it's flirting. It's going up and down, up and down. So you would have been in 6 entries in your prop firm account. Do you get it? Yeah, and this one here would have been up and down, up and down. Okay? So now you would have been at a point where this one's, again, is fluctuating just like CAD-CHF, but you would have had like 4 winners and 2 up and down trades where it's going negative, positive on your account when you look at your P&L. Okay? Cool. NZDJPY. Again, this one here broke through the daily moving average, then broke back through here. Yeah? So it is considered one. We have our 4-hour, we have our breakout order that was here. Boom. We have our 4-hour retest, which is right over here. We enter the market right here. Yeah, from this high label here. You could have entered it, but look at this one here. Look at this high label, and it still gave you the sell. You know, pull back, but look at the M1 entry. If you put your stop loss above this liquidity high here, you would have had a very good trade. Can you see what I'm saying? That it depends. It just depends. So this one here would only had a 15 pip stop loss for like this would have been like a 1 to 3 trade, just this sell here alone, because the M1 entry was better than the high label. Do you get my point? But what I'm trying to say is so you don't complicate it for yourself, just if you split your risk, you're okay, because there's other trades that can bear the winning momentum for you, whilst these other trades might pull back a little bit. Yeah, but you would have been in a trade here. You would have had a stop loss of about 30 pips. And again, this was, let's see here. I think this was like, yeah, just over a 1-to-1 trade. So again, you would have been in like 7 trades. You'd have been in 5 winners and 2 break-even trades. Are you getting the point of what I'm telling you here, people? Like, honestly, are you getting the point? Are you actually getting the point of this? Can you see how it's just pattern parcel? This is why you see me posting in the group that it's rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. I'm not doing it to people. Again, they're going to think, and it really bugs me when they think this, because what people do is they're not looking at character of the mentor. They're looking at, oh, what everybody else says. Why is somebody trying to charge you for teaching you trading? Why is somebody trying to sell your product? All of that's BS. And I'm going to say it clear as day, because there is no industry or no field you go into where someone takes their time out to give you knowledge and you don't pay them for their time. There is none. So I don't understand why traders feel that all of a sudden it doesn't count. That it blows my mind. It blows my mind. This takes time, people. It takes time. And I've spent hours and time not going out to dinners with my partner, not doing all this other stuff that I need to do to make sure all of this is correct for people. So I have every single right to be charging for what I'm doing right now. Do you get it? Because I'm spending that time. If maybe you don't have the time to do it, that's fair. But if as a person, if you don't have the time to do all of this, because maybe you've got a mad heavy job, like workload is crazy or family commitments are crazy, fine. But what you need to do is that, okay, I can't do this, but what I can do is do an extra shift of work. I can work a Sunday shift to get that £50 or that 50, whatever it is, $60 to pay for the service. Do you get my point? Like it's crazy. And anybody that thinks that way, I'm telling them, you're not going to be a successful trader if you think that nobody should get paid for their time. It's madness. I cannot go to McDonald's and ask for a free Big Mac meal because you make loads, you've made £10,000 a day selling Big Macs. Why are you charging me? Like, you can't do that. It's ridiculous, people. So if anyone has convinced you that that's correct, remove that from your mind. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. And you're not going to succeed in business, not even trading, if that's what you feel. Because when you do business transactions with someone, you pay them for their time or you pay them for their service. It's as simple as that, because you got to appreciate their product. But look right here. It's clear as day. So that's NZD-JPY. We can keep going. Yeah. So USD-JPY, this is one that would have been, I think, a bit of a funny trade as well. So it broke through here. There was a daily breakout order here before it pulled back the next day. But we can see here, price action didn't even, when it did the breakout order, before it gave you your M2 entry, which is still kind of technically holding. That's how strong these are. Even when it does this weirdness, it can still technically hold. It just means maybe it's not ready yet fundamentally to do the move you need. But look here, it didn't even give you your entry until it broke all the way through, until it broke all the way through the 4-hour FEG. So already you can say, well, this doesn't look too good because the FEG it wasn't held on the 4-hour. They broke it. It's showing you they broke it. So if they broke the FEG, it didn't hold. That's the confluence has not been met. It didn't pull back into there and give you your entry. It broke the FEG and gave you your entry. So the confluences, which I've given a confluence list on this, it wasn't met. So I would have someone come to me and say, oh, why is not USD-JPY? It never worked. Why did it reverse and buy? But you can see it right in front of your face, right here. It even did a 4-hour bullish FEG the other way before your entry. So there's an inconsistency here. These are things when I say you need to be proactive, I don't need to tell you this. This is clear as day in front of your face. It's clear as day. It's clear as day in front of your face. If this fails, it's done a 4-hour FEG the wrong way. And it gave you an entry after that. Even though it's still holding. Technically, if you was in the trade, you would be in small profits still, because you would have entered from where my mouse is at the moment. Do you get it? So boom. So USD-JPY, this was not a valid entry. But if you did enter it, you still would have been in a trade. That's like 8 trades so far. You would have been in profits or kind of, so you would have had like 6 in, you would have had like 5 in profits. And I think about 3 that were like fluctuating positive, negative. Yeah. AUD New Zealand, even though I don't trade this pair and I think it smells like vinegar, I say it all the time, I don't like this pair. Look, breakout order, right here on the daily. Yeah. Where's the 4-hour entry? Where is it? Boom. Here. What happened? Look, look. If I'm lying, tell me. I cannot make this up. How many of them are there? I cannot make. I'm not cherry picking people. It's impossible. I'm not cherry picking. If I was cherry picking, that's why I said you don't need live entries. If I was cherry picking, it'd have been one specific trade. I've gone over 9 trades now. This is the 9th trade. Look here, M1 entry. Boom. So this would have been a trade that would have been negative at the moment. Do you understand? But we don't know if it's going to continue tomorrow. It could fundamentally. It could continue to move tomorrow. But you can see it did the same thing. It went to that 4-hour FEG, rejected, continuation. Here again, the same thing. This was a new 4-hour FEG that appeared. What did it do? Respected it. M2 entry. We're starting to see it sell down a little bit before it pulled back. Is this clear what I'm saying to you? Like, can people honestly tell me, like, all honesty, you should not have a problem entering these trades if you're part of this Neon team? Let me know in the chat, please. This is 9 trades. There is, remember, I'm not even cherry pick. I've pressed the down button. I've not even gone to individual trades to say, let's look at this one. Let's look at that one. Let's go back to 2023. And no, I've literally, this is this week. I've just pressed the down button. I've just pressed the down button to show you. You understand? Like, I can't make this up. I cannot tell you, like, if you're not trading this at some type of basis, I don't know what else to tell you because it's working. Do you understand? Like, if you add other things with it, that's cool for you as a trader. But just this alone, the fact that you've got a breakout order on the daily of the EMA and a pullback to a 4-hour FEG, that alone is giving you some gold dust. So here, boom. So let's go into another one here. So this was AED USD, which Iman told me that she tried to, I think, sell this pair and it didn't work. And I said, exactly why? Can anyone looking at the daily chart tell me why this was not a correct sell? Look at the daily chart and the confidences I've given you from all the other trades. What is the first confidence to tell you why this is not a correct sell? Let me see it in the chat. Just one confluence that didn't happen. Why would you not sell this pair? There you go. Benjamin's not even in the VIP group. I already know that. He's been a part of it. He's gone out, come in. That's fair. But Benjamin's been with me a long time. I'm aware of that. Hello, Benjamin, as well, by the way. And just from this Zoom call alone, he gets the idea of it straight away. Do you understand? It didn't break the EMA. It didn't break the EMA. It didn't come back through the EMA. So there was no need for you to sell this pair. Why would you specifically even look at this pair? If look at all the other trades that I've shown you so far that have done that and gave you something. It didn't break it, so you should have never, ever, ever, ever have been in this trade. Thank you, Benjamin, and thank you, Junior. Should never, ever have been in this trade. And for you, Junior, just to let you know, it's not that it didn't touch it, it's that it didn't go through it and break back through it. Do you understand? It has to break through it and break back through it. So it's basically like it was going bullish, but then like the JPYs, it went bullish, but then it went bearish. You understand? It never did that. Just didn't do it. Now, it doesn't mean there isn't a variation of these trades, yeah? But what is the point of trading? It's like if you've got A grade setup trades, B grade and C grade setup trades, why are you going to trade B and C if you've got like 10 to 20 A grade setup trades that happen a week? It's not necessary. Now you're just trading for the sake of trading if you're trying to catch the A's, the B's, and the C's. You get it. It's pointless. I'm telling you, this has happened. This is the 4th week now I've been doing this, I believe so. It's either the 3rd or 4th week. Every single week this has happened from the beginning of the year. Remember, we're in January. So imagine when it starts getting into like Q2 where they're really shifting the market. This is January, the first month of the year that's supposed to be dead and slow and not working. But there has been way more winners than losers from the beginning, first day of January to now with the strategy. So I can only imagine when it gets to Q2, Q3, when they're doing these big pushes, what's going to happen. Yeah, cool. So that's ADUSD, okay? Let's see anymore. So Dixie here, there was no breakout order on the daily when it broke the EMA. But look, when it went here, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Look, when it went close to the EMA, just to show you that when it goes close again, look here, it went close. What did it do? It pulled back to the 4-hour FEG, this one here, rejected, high label, sold for 4 hours. Do you get it? It's just the same. So even when it's not correct, it's that strong. So when it is correct, you can imagine how strong it could be, is what I'm trying to tell you here. Yeah, cool. GBP USD. Yeah. GBP USD is not a trade setup because again, we're not even through the EMA on the daily yet. So we leave that. Leave that. We're not there. Leave that. There's no setup here on USD CHF. AD CAD, look, boom, AD CAD, daily breakout order on Tuesday. Boom. So remember, there was the Monday trades that broke out for Tuesday entries. There's the Tuesday entry trades that broke out for Wednesday entries. So we broke out there. Where's the 4-hour FEG here? Here's the 4-hour FEG. But here, again, what happened? It broke the 4-hour FEG before it gave you a SO entry. So now what they could do, what you would be waiting for in this trade is a new FEG or for it to pull back to this one here and reject. You see? So you wouldn't technically enter this trade. There's no need to even enter this trade because what did it do? It broke the 4-hour FEG. So again, even though it's broke it and it's still giving you a possible sell, you could literally say to yourself, I'm not going to trade that pair because it doesn't look certain at the entry criteria. It's not giving me my 4-hour label for a sell whilst it's rejected from the 4-hour FEG. If it gives me another one from here, then I could possibly look for it. You get it, people? Cool. That's AD CAD. These are ones that are the variation trades now, basically, but just to show you it still works even with the variations. Variations is when it's still in an uptrend or a downtrend on the daily chart. Yeah. So you can see obviously it's in a bullish trend with the EMA. Yeah. And then what did we have here? We had a daily breakout whilst it's in an uptrend on the daily chart. What happened here? Look, price action pulled back to this one here. It gave you a W entry. So it will change a bit the criteria on the 4-hour chart now, because even though it's done a bearish FEG here, because the trend on the daily is bullish, there's a stronger chance that it will continue that trend. So you don't have to trade these trades, but they are there as well. Like I said, there's no need to be greedy because now you're just being greedy. Like the guy says on Instagram, how greedy? How greedy? How it's just crazy. But look here, it did pull back to a 4-hour FEG, W2 entry, and you would have had some type of pips in the trade. So you would have made about 70 pips on this trade with like a 30 pip stop loss. So you would have had almost a 1 to 2 trade set up. Just on the fact that there's been a daily breakout and a 4-hour FEG retest with a W1 or W2 entry or a low entry on an FEG on the 4-hour. Again, I'm just trying to show you, it's so strong that if you wait for the actual confluences to appear, you will make money from this setup. Like you can't not make money. I don't understand how you wouldn't. There's no way for you to not make money if you follow every confluence perfectly. There's no way I could say in 4 weeks of you trading every week, just looking at these trade setups, you will have more losers than winners. Even if you had like a 60% win rate. Remember, you're looking at trades that are going at least 1 to 1 or 1 to 2, maybe 1 to 1.5. So you should be more profitable than negative, literally. And we can go over a whole month of trades and it will show you this pattern. It's all in the VIP group. Every single time it's happened, I've shown people, look at this trade, look what's about to happen, look what's happened. Yeah. EuroCAD was a trade we took last week, just to show you last week when it worked as well. We had a daily breakout order here on the Monday. So we had one here. This is where it started. So EuroCAD did one of these. It did 2 setups. Again, just like GBP or this week, it went right to the EMA. So there was a chance. And this is what I told everybody last week. Even in the Zoom call I did last week, which everyone's part of. This was a trade I showed. Live trade. Not replay. Live. Sorry, people. I'm ill. And I'm still doing this for you guys and girls. Give me a second to catch my breath. Pity me. I can't keep selling my body on the street corner, people. Pity me. I posted it. It's on YouTube already. It's on Wistrade. It's on YouTube. That's what I'm saying. But guess what? When I go to YouTube, there's only like 200, 300 views. And I'm like, boy, well, that's up to them because give me this year of trading this. There's no way I'm not going to make mad money off of this. And then I'll just laugh. Thank you, mate. Like, it's right there. This is on YouTube, mate. The last 2 videos I showed everyone how to do this. But that shows me that it's not a dig at you or anything. It just shows me that people in general are not paying attention to what I'm saying. Because again, all they think about, he's charging £50. It's $2 a day I'm asking for. $2 a day. If you can't get $2 a day to pay someone for all of this, what do you want? What do you want from someone? You know, like that. Because they hear, it's a paid service. I don't want to pay. I don't want to pay. Because they feel like they should learn all of this for free. I don't know. But I've spent hours, people, hours, to the point my eyes are red. They're red, not red, red. Red, looking at this laptop screen and finding this out. Like, come on now. Look here. Boom. So again, Friday, it closed with a breakout order. There's the daily moving average. Yes, it didn't break it, but it was very close to it. We only care about if a setup appears on the 4-hour come Monday. What happened on Monday? I broke this all down in the VIP group. I told people in the same way you said post on YouTube, showed this on the last YouTube video, this trade. I showed everyone in the VIP group, Eurocad is the only one to look for a possible setup. I told them when this 4-hour FEG appeared in the VIP group, I said, everybody, the 4-hour FEG is there. Wait for your W1 entry, your W1, W2 or low entry. Look here, price action created a W1 entry right here on the Monday at 2 o'clock. So that was a New York session. Look what happened straight away. 160 pip trade. Like, bruv. Bro. And then what happened now is everybody missed this entry. What happened? Not everyone. There was about, let's say 70% of people missed this entry. Yeah. And then they entered after here. They entered here on this one. So I had the same issue again. John, it didn't work. Why is price pulling back? It's not buying. But people, it just did 160 pips. How much more do you want from EuroCAD? It's not even a major. How much liquidity do you want them to push? Do you get my point, guys and girls? It just did 160 pips. Again, how greedy. That's what's happening right now. It just did 160 pips. But again, it did the same thing. Look here. So what happened on the Monday, sorry, it closed with a breakout order through the EMA. What happened here? This is the FEG here on the Tuesday, the 4-hour FEG. It gave you a buy order here. So even if you entered here, boom, even if you entered here, up here, and your stop loss was just below this EMA here, I'm sorry, this FEG here. Yes, it went very close to it. Give it a bit of breathing room. Look how it still did the trade setup. Do you understand? Still did it. But remember, the real entry was here. This was your real entry on the Monday from Friday's close. But you can see it. Boom. So this was how many pips from here? This was 242 pips for the week. This was last week. I can't understand how, if you actually master this, I'm not going to say you're going to be pro at it in one day. I'm not even a pro at it. Because I'm still getting to the point of, okay, let me make sure I'm taking trades. Again, it's harder for me because when I'm trading these on multiple prop accounts, sorry, I have to enter multiple positions on multiple accounts manually. It's crazy. So imagine how difficult that is for me. But if you're an individual trader, it should be easier for you to just have a 1-position entry. And you can see here, boom, that was last week, EuroCAD. Like, no stress. You had no stress on that. Okay. Euro JPY, it broke through. This wasn't a breakout candle, so no, on the daily. Euro New Zealand on the daily. Let's see. Boom. This is a breakout order, but it's above the EMA. Yeah. So no, you don't pay attention to that. Euro USD. This was a last week trade as well. Right here. Look. EMA daily breakout. Boom. What did it do? I remember this was a Monday trade. And then it did a low entry here. Nice low entry. And it gave you a nice scalp trade. Boom. You see, it gave you like a 60 pip trade. Just on that confluence. Daily breakout order through the EMA. 4-hour pullback. Low entry on Neo. 60 pip trade. So what can we see now on Euro USD? It broke back through the other way. And when it broke back through, if I'm lying, I'm flying, people. Look, it broke through. Come on the Wednesday. M2 entry. What do we see price doing the opposite way? But guys and girls, how many trades have I shown you now? There's no way I can cherry pick this. How many trades have I shown you now that this is doing this? Like, please, this is like 13, 14 trades I've shown now, probably. Do you understand? There's no way. There's plenty. Nobody should not be making no money or not being able to take a trade setup because they're confused. At least that, even if you're not making money, you shouldn't be confused. I would rather you took a bunch of trades and you lost them. Listen to me. I'd rather you took a bunch of entries and you lost them, yeah, than you didn't take a trade setup because you were confused. There's no reason for anybody to be confused on this setup. It's so simple. Pattern, parcel, rinse, repeat. It's so simple. The only thing that that could have happened is that you lost trades maybe because you didn't wait for the M1, M2. You didn't pay attention to if the 4-hour broke the FBG. Like little things like that might be your issue. And if you join the VIP, yeah, the paid service, you can easily just ask me and I'll be able to tell you, yeah, that was your issue. So next time, pay attention to that. Do you understand? But there's no reason. Don't trade lose when the outcomes in the daily and 4 hour. Of course, probably not, because remember, it's the same concept with trade. It's the same concept. Because if the daily is broken out, and if the 4-hour does the same setup, look, you can see it here happening here. It's the 4-hour version of it. There's a 4-hour breakout through the 4-hour EMA. And then what's happening? Price just came back to the 4-hour EMA. You get it? So breakout orders are telling you that volume has been pushed into the market regardless of time frame. So if you're seeing a 4-hour breakout, candle even, or 4-hour breakout with the daily breakout, there's a good chance, especially if you've got your entry and then it does a breakout candle, that's a good chance to tell you, hey, this trade's going to keep going. Do you understand? Same thing. It's the same thing, guys and girls. Like, it's the same thing. I'm telling you. Look, GBP CAD here. So this is one that broke out on Friday, pulled back to the 4-hour FEG. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Look, pull back to the 4-hour FEG. Here was your retest on Monday. Look here for the W2 entry. Boom. This was a nice little scalp trade of like 40 pips. Now your stop loss would have been way bigger here. So this would, as a trade that you was like sketchy of. This is why I never took this trade. So I'm like, oh, this is a bit of a sketchy trade setup here because, again, it's not sketchy because it's not going to work. It's sketchy because the stop loss is huge. You understand? The only way I could have made my stop loss smaller is if I put it underneath the liquidity, the candle wick. Do you understand? But still, if you did enter that trade, you would have been 45 pips in profit. Do you understand? Just based on the same, look, it's the same thing. Daily breakout order, 4-hour pullback to the EMA. It's telling you where the order flow is rested. You understand? So now you don't have to be confused over which FVGs are the ones you want to look for entries. And then here, I only did that because that was Monday. This is why I don't like to really trade Mondays, really and truly. I prefer to trade Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But now look, here's the real entry here. So when it came back to this, again, I gave you this W1 entry here. This looks like it's the midweek reversal, real entry. Do you understand? But it is technically the same thing. Whether or not it keeps going or not, this is another trade you would have been in profit with. So this one here would have been like out of the trades, you would have been in how many profits, how many, do you understand? Like, all you care about is at the end of the day, if you're blue, or by the end of the week, you're blue. Literally, if you're figuring out, oh, but when do I close the trade because it never hit TP? Stop doing that thing of trades must hit TP. The market doesn't care about your take profit level. It doesn't have to go to that liquidity low or high. It doesn't have to. Not when you want it to. It can create a new one and then reverse from there the wrong way. So again, all you need to care about is at the end of the day, if you look at your account, and let's say, remember, I'm trying to make $2,000 for the day, let's just say. Yeah, that would get me 0.5% for the week. Let's just say I was trying to do that. But imagine it was only like $750 for today, not $2,000. Close up shop and move on to the next day. Why can I do that? Because there is plenty of opportunities. So basically, remember, by the end of the week, I'm just trying to make $2,000. So I made 0.5% for that week. I don't need to make $2,000 that day by every trade hitting TP. It could have been $650 in profit. You know what, guys and girls? I'm going to close up shop today because I made $650. You do the same thing the next day. I made another $650. If you do that 3-4 days in a row, you've made $2,000. You've made your 0.5% for the week. That is how you could easily grow an account, do anything. Like, simple. It's no problem. It's no problem, mate. It's very simple, but you get the gist of it. I don't have to go back and forth about this 100 times, people. It's very simple. And this is the third video. The first video, I get it. The audio is not the greatest. I understand. But this is the third video I've done. The second video is better, the audio, and this one should be better as well. It's the third video I've done showing the same exact strategy, daily 4-hour. And then once you get better at it, you're going to understand that you can start using the same logic, which I've started to do now. So I can have even better forecast of where you can use the weekly chart as well. Because if it's doing that on the daily and the 4-hour, then what do you think it would do when it breaks the EMA on the weekly and then pulls back to a daily FVG? what do you think is going to happen? Now you're going to get a massive trade. And what makes Neo even better is pay attention to this. Look what happened here. Remember, we pay attention to W1, W2, and M1 to M2. Those are the better entries on there. Now you can see if you're using it like this, once you get better with it, this is why Neo is such a comprehensive, complex system that can do so much for you once you learn the basics and get better. That's why I advise everyone to get this, because this will help with whatever you're trading. Look here on the weekly chart, we had a W2 entry close. How do we know that this W is going to keep buying? Well, now we know because we can pay attention to order flow that we know breaking down through other charts. We already know that this is coming this way here. This W2 is closed. Okay, look what happened here. Now, even though this didn't break the daily EMA, what did we have here? We had a daily breakout order here. I think there was even one here as well. So there was one here that did appear here, but let's just pay attention even to this one because it's clear for us. So on this day, there was a daily breakout order. Let's go to the 4-hour chart now. And on that daily breakout order, what happened here? You had a low entry right here that closed. So you had a low entry that would have given you a little bit of drawdown. Obviously, your stop loss would have been here. Okay, you might have lost that trade because we can see it wick down. Yeah. Now, when we see this one here, hold on a second. Yeah, it would have been this one here. So you could have lost this trade because, again, only because of this wick. But it's so funny they did that. This is why I don't trade with stop loss, guys and girls. It's literally what you can see here. I just don't trade with stop losses. I can work out the loss I'm looking at, but I don't trade with it because you can go to the toilet and this happened. Like, it's ridiculous. But you can see here, let's say this never happened, and they obviously did that to stop people out because you can see this is the lower the FEG. Then look, you would have had your entry from here. You'd had your entry from like here. So let's put it here. Boom. Here's your entry here, and you would have been in this whole trade from that point down there. Where is it? Yeah. Is that correct? That's correct. So I just want to make sure it's correct. Okay, no, I was even looking at the wrong one. Wait, okay, no, I was looking at the right one. So this is the daily breakout, yeah, boom. And here's where, yeah, so I was looking at the right one. Yeah, so you would have had your entry from there. And then boom, you can see. And this is based on the fact that now, if you pay attention to order flow, you've got a better idea. So this is about 230 pip trade. If you pay attention to order flow, you will know what weekly W1s, W2s can hold, because you're going to see what if this W2 or W1 or M1 or M2 is going to hold for buy continuation based on a weekly time frame for long-term buys or sells, then you should see a daily breakout order appear. If you don't see a daily breakout order appear, then you know that this W1 or W2 entry is probably invalid. Do you get it? Like, this is what you start to do, and this is how my brain thinks. This is why, for me, when I see the daily and 4-hour strategy, I'm like, this is easy. My brain is like at these parts now. I'm like, well, so what can I do if I look at the monthly, the daily, the weekly, the 4-hour? Do you understand? My brain starts going there. But here, you can see that. So I've seen it like this, and this gives me an idea. So you can see multiple trades that you know you might get a breakout on. So again, you got W2 entry here. So people are probably thinking right now, what pair is this? So let it load. This is GBP-CHF. So the fact GBP-CHF is buying, there was a weekly breakout order here through the weekly EMA. So this will confuse people when they're looking at this because they saw this massive pullback. Yeah, they saw this massive pullback. But really and truly, why we can see it's reversing from there is, but this was a weekly breakout order here. There was one, but all they did, what did they do, people? All they did is give you your entry after they cleared the breakout order. That's when they gave it to you. So where is it here? If we go to the 4-hour, it's right here. So if you got in after this on this low here, let's just say, hypothetically, I'm not saying this is the strategy, but look, right there, notice how this 4-hour close here, look what price did. It just came back to it, boom, and now it's buying back up. But that's because the weekly had broken out. So what I'm trying to tell you is that what I figured out is you'll be able to see which pairs should be able to do a move, because you're seeing that there's a W1, W2, M1, or M2 on the weekly. Then you pay attention to what daily order flow is doing with the breakout orders. And then you can even get a 4-hour entry. And that's how you can even see what a pair should do for the week. Because if the W1, W2, or M1 or M2 is going to hold and do a continuation of a move based on the weekly time frame, you should see the breakout happening on the daily. And then it should trickle down to the 4-hour. Simple. You get it, guys and girls? It's just like that. But yeah, I'll leave that there anyway. That was just a little bit of a hidden gem on it. The ones with the hidden gem mind frame, we'll be able to figure that out. All right, people. So I leave it there, guys and girls. Okay. Have yourself a lovely, lovely evening. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Message me in the group if you need me. See you later, people.